Meme coins have been absolutely exploding over the past month, and more millionaires will be made than ever before this bull run in the meme coin sector. We saw it happen in 2017 with Dogecoin. We saw it happen in 2021 with Shiba Inu. And as we enter into phase 3 of the meme coin bull run, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a top 10 strategy to be able to find 100x meme coins. So you guys are going to absolutely love this video. Comment 777 if you're feeling blessed. Comment 777 if you're feeling bullish. And if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree with meme coins, the most ridiculous sector of crypto, then you know what to do. Confirm it by subscribing to the channel. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So below this video, I'm going to leave a document that you guys can follow along with me that shows the 10 bullet points to find 100x meme coins. We're going to be talking about everything that you need to know from, spotting the right market cap, virality of branding, community engagement, social media presence, meme utility and roadmap, team and partnerships, cross-chain liquidity narratives, technical analysis, tokenomics, diversification strategy, so you don't get wrecked, and a dollar cost averaging strategy as well too. Because when you look at these markets right now, Dogecoin's pumping, Shiba Inu's been pumping the past 7 days, Pepe, Bonk, Dog with Hat, Floki, all these other massive meme coins, and everyone wants to know, how do they spot the next one? So that's what this video is going to be dedicated for. Now, as always, I'm not going to guarantee that you're going to make any money with meme coins. In fact, most people, over 90% of people, lose money in crypto because they invest with emotion, they don't follow these strategies, they don't subscribe to the channel. And as always, I encourage you to do your own research. I'm not your financial advisor. You obviously understand that crypto, especially the meme coin sector, involves a massive amounts of risk because a lot of projects can grow by thousands of percentages, but then they could drop as much as 90 to 99% during a bear market or even during a correction period. So the purpose of this channel and the purpose of these videos is to help you protect yourself while also making as much money as humanly possible. But past results aren't an indicator of future success. So enter with caution, because as Bitcoin rallies up and goes higher and higher and higher, the likelihood of a much deeper pullback increases. Because if we look back to the last bull run, when Bitcoin was getting close to the all-time high in November of 2020, it took about 20 days for Bitcoin to pass the all-time high. You can saw it tried to breach up above $20,000 in November. Then we saw a sell-off all the way down to $16,000, similar to what happened recently with this liquidity flush out of the market. So Bitcoin dropped about 17%. You guys saw what happened with Bitcoin rallying up of 69K, dropping about 14% down to $58,000, $59,000. And now we're back up to $67,000. So that's exactly what happened back here. Bitcoin went back up to about 19,800, then consolidated sideways for an extended period of time. Took 20 days to break out. Then we rallied up to $23,000, consolidated, sideways for another 8 days, and then continued to trend higher. So if all of this right now in the meme coin space is predicated on Bitcoin trending higher post-halving. Now, until we go into the halving happening in May, in less than 2 months from now, we need to see Bitcoin either consolidate sideways or trend higher. If Bitcoin starts to see a sell-off and a correction going down, then meme coins will most likely get hit very, very hard. So I want to encourage you to proceed with caution right now, because if Bitcoin comes down, meme coins are getting absolutely wrecked in the short term, but that'll present good entry opportunities as well too for projects that follow these 10 bullet points that I'm going to cover over the next few minutes. Now, if you watched my video yesterday, I talked about the liquidation heat map where Bitcoin liquidated over $2 billion of leverage. So this was a healthy leverage flush in the market. And this is going to be happening as we continuously trend higher. As more leverage traders come in, the leverage builds up. They flush the leverage, wreck a lot of people that are shorting the market or longing the market at the same time. And so you're going to see these massive wicks to the upside, massive wicks to the downside. And so when that happens, you're going to see crazy price volatility within meme coins. So you have to be able to stomach, 40, 50% or 80% corrections in the meme coin market when Bitcoin makes like a measly little 10 to 20% correction. Now, if Bitcoin continues to trend higher going into the halving and then post-halving, we'll more than likely see a liquidity rotation where that liquidity starts to flow into the large caps like, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, you have Chainlink, you have Solana. And then that liquidity in those chains starts to trickle down in the mid caps and the low caps, and total too, which is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin, starts to rally up. Now, if you guys have been watching my video, I talked about the break of the neckline of about $680 billion. Once we broke this neckline, we hold it as support. The next stop is the dead cat complacency stage bounce of about $1.27 trillion, just like what happened back in April of 2018. We came back up to test that, we consolidated at it, then the altcoin market just absolutely ripped to the upside and went upwards of $1.5 trillion from about 250 billion. So we're looking like we're going to see the same thing happen again for this bull run. And right now, the relative strength index for the total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin, is at 69 right now. So when we breach above 70, that's when we get into bullish territory. Now, we don't look to sell until we're above 80 to 90, potentially upwards of 100. As you guys can see right here, when the market rallied up and the RSI was upwards of 94, then we saw a much deeper correction for the altcoin market, going from 1.5 billion to about $500 billion. We saw massive amounts of, liquidity wiped off the table, a 60% correction. And so when we see that type of correction happen, arguably is when we're a little bit higher on the RSI. In the last bull run, we saw the same thing happen when the markets rallied upwards of, 99. Ultimately, at the top of the market, we were seeing the RSI down at 95. And so the top of the market was in and the RSI was trending downwards. And the same thing happened in 2021. So when we go upwards of 90 to 100, it doesn't necessarily mean the top of the market's in. It means that the top of the market is coming soon, because as you see here, when the RSI was at 80, that's when the true top of the market was in. And we saw a lower high on the RSI, but we saw a higher high on the price chart. Same thing back in 2017. We saw a higher high on the price chart, but we saw a lower high on the RSI. So what I would expect to happen this bull run, for the market to absolutely rip upwards of 90 to 100, for us to see the first real major correction of like 40 to 60%, and then towards the end of the market for the RSI to see one final bounce before we trade to the downside. And so when I'm going to be hedging my portfolio, will be upwards of 90 to 100 on the way up and on the way down on the other side. So right now, it's not the best time to be entering the market, but it's not the worst time because we're still below 70 on the RSI. So we're in the middle of the market right now. And when we see Bitcoin's dominance drop, that's when we see the all-time high generally break for Bitcoin, as it did in the past. Back in April of 2017, Bitcoin's dominance dropped upwards of 80%, down to like 30 or 40%. Bitcoin broke the all-time high and rallied upwards of $19,000 plus dollars. And then in 2020, Bitcoin's dominance dropped from above 60 or 70% down to 30 or 40. The all-time high was broken as well too. So we need to see Bitcoin's dominance drop below 50% and start plummeting down to 40 or 30%. And then we'll see Bitcoin pass the all-time high. Bitcoin will rip first. And then when Bitcoin sees those cool off periods, then money flows into meme coins, money flows into AI, money flows into gaming. And so what we're going to look at in this video is these top 10 categories. I've even printed it out for you guys so you can follow along. So if you guys want to print this out, let's dive into this and let's talk about some examples too in this video and some top altcoin picks in the meme coin space that I think fit either one, multiple, or almost all of these 10 bullet points right here. So let's dive right in. So the first thing that we need to identify is the market cap of the project that we're looking at. And how you do that is if you go to coinmarketcap.com or CoinGecko, right here, it'll say market cap. And if you click it, it'll sort based on the largest, or it'll sort based on the lowest market cap. And so generally speaking, like if you're going for the lowest market cap possible, it's the most risk. And if you're going for the highest market cap possible, it's the least amount of risk. I say least amount because meme coins are risky regardless, but the lowest upside, least amount of risk is if it's a high market cap. If it's a low market cap, the highest upside, but the most amount of risk. And so generally speaking, if you want to find a middle ground, anything between 10 million to $100 million market cap is where you're going to be able to spot the 100x gems, because Dogecoin is not going to pull 100x this bull run. Shiba Inu most likely not going to pull 100x this bull run. It did it last bull run. Pepe, Bonk, Dog with Hat, these projects will do very well, but they're not necessarily going to pull 100x. So in terms of your diversification strategy, which is point number 9 on the sheet right here, spreading your investments across multiple meme coins to reduce risk and optimize potential gains by avoiding overexposure to any single asset is a key. And so like 80% of your portfolio could be allocated towards the top 10 large caps, especially ones that, are the runner-ups. Like Floki, for example, I made a video yesterday talking about Floki and how it hits the majority of these 10 bullet points that we're covering in this video. So you guys definitely want to check out that video because it's right behind Dog with Hat. It's sitting at a $1 billion market cap, and it is an excellent large cap project in the meme coin space. But you can't go wrong diversifying amongst Dogecoin, Shiba, Pepe, Bonk, Dog with Hat, and Floki, because as the whole meme coin space grows, if let's say, for example, I'm not going to tell you how much to put in, but if you had 80% of your meme coin narrative allocation to the top 6 projects, then as the whole meme coin market cap grows, that will be the anchor of your portfolio. And then 20% could be the riskier plays where you're playing around with like $10 million to $100 billion plays that we're going to talk about towards the end of this video. So Dogecoin has always been the leader of the market because it's like the Bitcoin of the meme coin space. It's the first, and it will be around this entire bull run, and it'll do very, very well, but it's not going to perform 100x. So when we look at the psychology of a market cycle, we could see Dogecoin broke out from the neckline at roughly 10 cents, and it's seen this disbelief rally right now. So the next stage for Dogecoin is the hope rally. Now during disbelief, we see a cool off period, a correction down. So you want to wait for pullbacks on a lot of these projects. But when you dollar cost average, which is bullet point number 10, you can employ this strategy, investing a fixed amount at regular intervals to smooth out the impact of price fluctuations and accumulate meme coins steadily over time. So number one, you don't miss out if the project just keeps going up. And number two, you don't invest with a lump sum purchase in case the project goes down, and then you're sitting on a 40 or 50% loss when they correct for months at a time while other projects are rallying. And so you have an allocation budget, right, for what you're putting into the market. And so dollar cost averaging is where you put a little percentage of that budget, every single week into the market, into the select projects that you think fit these 10 categories right here. So number two, what we need to talk about is virality of branding. Virality of branding, because meme coins that have strong viral presence, tend to attract more attention and could experience rapid growth due to the memeability is what I call it for marketing. So the reason why meme coins grow massively is not necessarily like the fundamentals and all that stuff. It's the virality, right? If there's memeability to the project, it's easy to remember, it's easy to spell, it's easy to share, people can make memes about it, then that's what makes it go viral. So the reason why Dogecoin took off is because everybody on planet Earth loves dogs. And so the virality of being able to share memes about dogs is the reason why this project has done well, because it started as a joke. And the whole crypto space likes to take themselves too seriously, because when retail enters the market, they don't understand what like DPIN means or like DAG technology and all these complicated layer 2, layer 1, modular blockchain tech talk speak, nerd speak is. They have no idea. They want to buy stuff that's fun, and they want to buy stuff that is going to make them the most amount of money and that they can talk about with their friends. And so when they see something like Dogecoin with a $21 billion market cap, they're going to be like, holy cow, that's absolutely ridiculous. They're going to look further down the list. And so the virality of branding, Dogecoin has nailed that. Now, another project that nailed that last bull run was Shiba Inu. Now, Shiba Inu has having the same breakout with Dogecoin right now. So it's another large cap project. So Shiba Inu had its run last bull run. It did very well, but it has a $17 billion market cap. Dogecoin went upwards of like 80 billion last bull run. Shiba Inu went upwards of like 40 or 50 billion dollars. And so these projects will have a resurgence. They will do well, but they might do like a 5 to a 10x. To find the 50, the 100x, those types of plays, we need to have these components in lower market cap projects. So virality of branding is by far the most important. And if it's funny, that's even better. That's why Dog with Hat or like Pepe is doing very, very well. And Bonk is because it's simple and it's easy to make memes about the project. Hence why the category is called meme coins. They have to be memeable. Now, point number 3 is community engagement and social media presence, because the size, activity, and the engagement levels, guys, of the community behind the meme coin, as well as its presence on social media, is the heart of the platform. Without a thriving community, the project will die. So for example, when people aren't searching a project on Google, then it's not going to have that much interest. So during a bear market, or during a bull market, you saw Dogecoin was searched 100 out of 100 on Google because the memeability was high and Elon Musk got behind it and the marketing was high. So the community engagement blew through the roof. Same thing for Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu was the most popular dog in the world at the time. So it latched itself to a mainstream narrative. Most popular dog, Shiba Inu. Elon Musk had a Shiba Inu dog. So they were playing onto that narrative, which allowed for search volume to go high. Now, in a resurgence, right, we need to see search volume come back up. And we're seeing that happen, which is showing us that as Bitcoin rallies up, as Dogecoin sees a resurgence, retail is coming back into the market. So Dogecoin is an 8 out of 100 right now. Last bull run, it was 100 out of 100. So this is a telltale sign of the best entry points and exit points in the market too, when we're 100 out of 100 in terms of interest. And when Coinbase app is number 1 in the app store, and we see meme coins absolutely flying towards the later stage of this bull run, then that's when it'll be a good time to exit the market. But right now, we're looking to enter into the right projects, and then we just hold those projects over the next year, and then you employ a dollar cost averaging strategy when you're exiting the markets that we'll be talking about on this channel in future videos. So make sure you subscribe. And so community engagement, super important. How you guys check the engagement of these projects is very, very simple. You just click the name of the project on CoinMarketCap. You scroll down on the left-hand side. You'll see their social media links. Like right here, you see Twitter, Reddit. So if we click Twitter, we can see that Dogecoin has 3.9 million followers on Twitter. Now, Twitter is where meme coins thrive. And so we want to see lots of comments, lots of shares, lots of memes. That's what we want to see. And when that's happening, and then the updates for the utility come second. Memeability is obviously first because retail is not necessarily looking at utility as much as they're looking at the virality, the community. That's very, very important, guys. And so when we dive into, meme utility and roadmap, how we see that type of stuff. So for example, like if you look at Floki right here, you can scroll down, you see their website, their white paper, their Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, Discord, and Telegram. And so the video that I made the other day, if we go to their website, we want to make sure that they have practical application just behind, the memeability of the project, because if you have a clear utility, you have a clear roadmap, that shows development taking place on the project. It shows people that actually has a long-term vision, and that gives the project products to keep the community excited over time. So if they're launching something every few months, so as you guys can see here, like Floki's ecosystem is launching their Valhalla game. They have another project called TokenFi. They have staking, they have FlokiFi, they have NFTs, Floki prepaid cards, Floki places, universes of Floki, NFTs that they're doing. And so when they have all these massive updates and they're focused on just massive marketing, they just got their billboard up in Times Square Plaza. And so they're doing an aggressive marketing approach. That's what we want to see. And so on the utility and the roadmap, it's one of the main pillars of the project. So community, utility, and charity. They have 531,000 followers on Twitter, on Instagram, 22,000 followers. And then they got their Discord, they got their TikTok as well too. So on a project's website, we want to make sure they have a roadmap that shows, the foundation, the launch, the stages that they have planned to get listed on other decentralized and centralized exchanges, because the more exchanges that a project's listed on, when we talk about point number 6, cross-chain listings, that allows for more liquidity. And so as you can see right here, if we go back to CoinMarketCap, when you click on markets, you can see all the major exchanges that these projects are listed on. So because Floki is a larger cap project, it's going to be listed on major exchanges. So it's not a deal breaker, if a project's only listed on like 1 or 2 exchanges when they start out, because they're new, right? So you want to spot these projects before they get listed on these exchanges. And that's what we're going to be talking about in our inner circle when you guys go to bullrunners.com and you subscribe to our private video newsletter, is spotting these projects before they hit the exchanges. That's the real key. But I'm giving you the bullet points so you guys can do your own research as well too and find these projects for yourself. So a lot of people will say that the team needs to be doxed for these projects, but arguably not necessarily true, because as long as the liquidity is locked and the token ownership is renounced on a lot of them, if the team's not doxed, it's not an absolute deal breaker, because the team for Floki, you can see that there's no pictures of an actual human being on here, but their team, very, very experienced, very, very credible, and they're doing an incredible job with this project. So if we click on the partners tab right here, you can see all the partnerships that Floki has made. And so it's more important to be collaborative in the space than competitive. If you're just trying to compete against all these projects instead of collaborating with them, when you collaborate, you absorb liquidity from their communities as well too. So you could see like Chainlink on here, Quick Swap, you can see Alpha Romero, Municipal Tiger, Shopping.io. So multiple different verticals and sectors in different niches and industries as well too, as well as projects, allows for more people to join the community of this project. And so they're doing an amazing job with this too. Now, the next point is cross-chain listings and narratives. Now, what this means is when you're listed on multiple blockchain networks and decentralized exchanges as well as centralized exchanges, then that gives you more liquidity to absorb from those blockchains. For example, like if we go on, let's use Floki for example, you can see under the contracts right here, they're on the Ethereum blockchain and also the Binance Smart Chain. So for people that don't use Ethereum or they're overseas and they're being onboarded through Binance, they're getting BNB, they're using stuff like PancakeSwap, well, they can be able to trade on the Binance Smart Chain. So how you see this is very simple. You go down to contracts, you hover over more, and it shows you the contract address on the other blockchain. Then you click on markets and you see which exchanges they're listed on. For example, you see Wrap BNB to Floki on PancakeSwap. Then what I also look at is the volume over the past 24 hours. So if I go to page number 1, because this project is a larger market cap project, on Binance is the largest volume. Then you say, okay, X, Gate.io, KuCoin, but PancakeSwap, Binance Smart Chain has 8.5 million in 24-hour trading volume. Uniswap has 5.8 on the Ethereum blockchain in trading volume. So that's a decent amount of trading volume. The confidence score is very high. And then the volume percentage, Binance obviously absorbs the majority of that, but for people that don't like high gas fees on Ethereum, they could trade it on Binance as well too. So that's why Floki is doing well, because it's not only on Binance Smart Chain, but it's on Ethereum. Whereas Dogecoin, you could just see the Binance Smart Chain right here. And so it's on BNB or centralized exchanges. Now, another thing that we want to see is a cross-chain narrative. Now, what that means is when you scroll down on the left-hand side, you can see where it says tags on coinmarketcap.com and you click show all. When you see all the tags, these are the narratives that the project fits within. So Floki is underneath their metaverse because they have their game. They're under play to earn as well too. So the industry is gaming and in the meme space as well too. And so self-reported tags, they put education because their education platform, their marketplace for clothing, NFTs, collectibles, DeFi, DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, Ethereum ecosystem cross-chain. So the more, categories that they're listed under, the better, because that allows them to hit multiple verticals with whatever's popping at the time. So for example, when the metaverse makes a resurgence, this project will be at the forefront of that. And as meme coins are rising and the metaverse is rising, they absorb liquidity from the metaverse industry. And a cool thing too to be aware of is underneath the category section of CoinMarketCap right here, when we see the average price change for some of these categories and they bump up to the top, what people do is they click the category, like if it's real estate or DeFi index, cat themed, memes, you can see the percentage is astronomical because some of these projects are blowing up. Generative AI, gaming, when a project is cross narrative as well too, like if they're in gaming, AI, memes, like real world assets as well too, and on the Solana ecosystem and on the Ethereum ecosystem and on the Binance Smart Chain, right? They can just hit everybody. And when people research it, they'll find the project listed up there. For example, if I click on the Solana ecosystem and we scroll down a little bit, you could see Bonk and Dog with Hat is on here because they're on Solana. So as Solana does better this bull run, which is what it's doing the past few months, then people are going to hedge out of Solana as they make their gains, and they're going to look for the top meme coins and the mid cap and then the low cap meme coins that are undervalued on Solana's chain. Now, point number 7 is technical analysis. When you guys can understand at least the basics of technical analysis, it'll give you promising entry and exit points to know when, these markets are either overheated, they're overvalued, or they're undervalued. Because when you can also look at the psychology of a market cycle too and know, what the general macro looks like, then it'll give you a good long-term understanding of how to position yourself. Because on a breakout like this, people think that they're late to the markets because meme coins are up 200 or 300%. But when they zoom out on the daily chart right here, or even on the weekly or on the monthly chart, they realize how undervalued we are in the long term, and how this is just the disbelief rally before we hit hope, optimism, belief, thrill, and euphoria. So we're just starting out in this bull run right now. And so on the micro, when you see a project break out by like 2x or 3x and you think you're a little late, but then you look on the macro and you see how the breakout is just starting. When a project consolidates for like a week to a month, then it breaks out another 200 or 300%, and then you're FOMOing in at the top rather than dollar cost averaging on the way up. And even if, like your dollar cost averaging a project corrects 40 or 50%, well, you're not down on your whole portfolio. You're down on a small percentage of what you dollar cost average into the market. So what we look for is projects that have already bottomed out on the chart. Like in June of 2022, you can see Floki bottomed out and they start a reversal where we start an uptrend and then we break structure of resistance. So when we break resistance, we could see something like a back test happen in the short term, where this correction brings it back down to the previous zone to test it as support. And then we see a consolidation and then the next breakout happen to the upside. So for entry points, you want to be looking for back tests, as far as the best entry points on a project as we break to the next Elliott wave, which would be like wave number 3 to the upside, which is the most impulsive wave. So for example, a project like Bonk, you could see it was flat all through 2023. And all of a sudden, their marketing team started to just go viral all over Twitter. Meme coins made a resurgence. Dogecoin started popping off. Shiba Inu started popping off. And we saw over $1 billion in trading volume come in over 24 hours. People were buying the top here in December of 2023, and then it cooled off. We saw correction down, consolidation, and then the next leg up take place. And so how these markets work is very simple. In a matter of like a week or even a day or two, you see the market spike up incredibly high. And so that's not when you enter the markets. You star it, you keep it on your radar. So a lot of these projects I'm going to talk about in this video, I want you guys to star, keep on your radar. Don't buy them, don't sell them. This is not financial advice. I'm just bringing you education and I'm giving you the bullet points so that way you can figure out what to look for. But when a project is up like 200 or 300 or 400 or 500%, it's not smart to just FOMO in and to buy, because we see a correction, a sell-off of 40 or 50%, then a consolidation. And so we look to see this consolidation pattern, because within the macro, right, within the Elliott waves and within the psychology of a market cycle, within the micro, we also see the same thing play out. And so on the monthly candles, we see the hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria, then complacency, anxiety, denial, capitulation, anger, and depression. So we like to buy the anger and the depression of the corrections within the market. And so when we look at Bonk, December of 2023, this was the euphoria stage. And then by December 22nd of 2020, this was complacency. Then anxiety, denial, panic, anger was down by January 7th. Capitulation, and it was like January 22nd. Then depression was February 7th, but we were higher than the previous low. And depression was the best stage to enter back into the markets, because then as you see on February 25th, guys, to like March 4th. So for about a week, less than 2 weeks, it rallied up really, really fast. So within the past 7 days, we saw the markets rally up, a sell-off. Then we see complacency, anxiety, denial, panic, anger, depression. So we're probably going to cool off for this month. Most likely. And then we see the next leg up, to pass the previous high. And so what we're looking for is we're looking for Bonk to go into the depression stage higher than the previous low. And that's when we consider entering into large cap projects. So we want to be spotting this stuff on the chart in lower market cap. So if we look at like dog with hat, you could see right here, we rallied all the way up to $2.13. So this could arguably be the euphoria stage. And now we're going into complacency. And then we're going to maybe see the price come back down to like $1. So for me to be entering into something like WIF, I would want to see the price anywhere from like $1 to $1.10 before I would consider entering into this project right now. Even though I do think dog with hat is going to pull like a 20, 30, or 40 billion dollars this market cycle, and it's only at 1.7 billion. Regardless of how well it's going to do in the macro, I don't FOMO in at all-time highs. I don't chase 200 or 300% rallies. Now, another example of an altcoin to watch for, this used to be a low cap, now it's kind of a mid cap at 300 million, but I think this project is going to do very, very well. Right now it's on a rally, but it's Miro. As you guys can see here, back in January 19th of 2024, we were at euphoria upwards of 23 cents. Then we go into complacency, anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger, and then depression. Depression was February 23rd, and then we break out and we go through disbelief, hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria again. And so euphoria is arguably 38 cents. We're going to see it cool off, potentially come back test the previous high of 23 cents. And so if that happens and we see the price cool off for a little bit, then keep Miro on your radar, because the circulating supply is 94% of the max supply. It's on Solana's ecosystem. It's listed on Bybit, KuCoin, Gate.io, Radium, a lot of the other tier exchanges, but it's not on Binance yet. So if Miro gets listed on Binance, that would allow for massive liquidity flow in this project, and that would most likely push it past $1 billion market cap. So this is probably my top mid cap project to keep on the radar. And the reason why is the owner of Solana has a dog named Miro, and Solana is one of the top performer, if not the top performer so far in the top 10 out of the entire crypto ecosystem. So in terms of meme ability, this project is very high on that scale. So you guys have to understand that some of these projects aren't going to fit all of these narratives. For example, like cross-chain liquidity on multiple different chains. Well, it's on Solana. It's not on like Ethereum right now or Binance Smart Chain. But if Solana does very well, it's predicated on the growth and success of Solana. So that could still absorb billions of dollars if Solana goes to, let's say, $100 billion market cap. So with these projects checking off, virality, branding, community engagement's very, very high. The meme utility and the roadmap for what they're developing checks off the list. The team of the partnerships is massive. They have different cross-chain liquidity listings on different decentralized as well as centralized exchanges, and stuff in the pipeline as well too that you could spot on their Twitter. The technical analysis looks very, very good, and you're spotting these projects at the depression stage. That's the best possible time to consider backing up the truck for these projects. Now, if you guys have been subscribed to the channel for the past year, we've shown you this stuff in other narratives, in other niches, so that way you could spot stuff that I might not be able to see or make videos about before these videos come out. And that's why it's important to subscribe to bullrunners.com so you could be in the know beforehand. Now, the next thing we need to look at is tokenomics, because tokenomics on the meme coin is stuff like 24-hour trading volume, the liquidity that's locked, the token holder distribution, so it's not congregated in like one or two whale wallets, the inflation rate, transaction fees, burn mechanisms to have a deflationary model, vesting schedules from early investors and VCs, like staking, if you can earn APY to stake it to incentivize long-term holding, audits and security, governance mechanisms, etc. Because these strong tokenomics are going to contribute to price stability and growth, and also confidence in the project. So for example, a big thing that I look at is the current market cap and also the fully diluted market cap, because the closer we are to the fully diluted market cap, it means that there's not that many tokens, that VCs could dump on the market because it's already a part of the main market cap. But if we see a big spread, like if the market cap's like $10 million and the fully diluted is like $1 billion, well, that means that massive amounts of VCs that are early investors, are going to be dumping off as the market cap grows. So we're going to see massive price suppression. What I also look for is a high percentage of the max supply in circulation. Now, it's not necessarily a deal breaker if there's a low circulating supply, as long as the company has a token unlock schedule where it releases a predictable amount of the max supply of the tokens into circulation over a period of time that lasts several years to show that they have a long-term vision, rather than just releasing or unlocking a massive amount of max supply into circulation in like one day, which would drop the price as much as 90 or 99%. So you guys can use a website like Token Unlocks, and it'll show you the percentage that's already been unlocked, the upcoming unlocks, because when there's a massive unlock that takes place, well, then that might drop the price. And so you guys can be aware of these dates. You can put them on your calendar for some of the top projects that you hold. And if you're planning on trading the markets and moving out of one project and out of another, this is an important factor to keep in mind when these unlocks are happening. Now, another great way to analyze the tokenomics is go to an auditing company like Certic and see if there's an audit. For example, Floki got a security score of 91.93 out of 100. The fundamentals were 86, operations 93, governance 92, market 96, community and code 91. And so top 10 percentile for this project. So this company, Certic, has audited thousands of blockchain companies and different projects, a lot of the top ones. And so if they rank as a part of the top 10 percentile, then the likelihood of them doing well is very, very high, because whales would be more inclined to dump tens or hundreds of millions of dollars into projects that rank over 90 out of 100. So a low market cap project that I think is going to do very, very well this bull run is TokenFi, because it's Floki's reward token. It's created by the same team, as a very, very high score on Certic for their audit, as a low market cap of $74 million. It's on the Binance Smart Chain. It's also on the Ethereum blockchain. It ranks a part of the top 10 percentile for Certic's audits. The cross-chain narrative is that it's in DeFi, smart contracts, DAO. It's a social token. They have tokenized stock governance. It's a launch pad for other projects. Generative AI, so they're an artificial intelligence. They're capitalizing on the real world asset space. So they are years ahead of other massive institutions getting in the real world asset space, so they can absorb that liquidity. Telegram bot, DFW Labs portfolio, Discord bots, education, retail, real estate, AI, big data, memes. So they're in the meme ecosystem because they are the rewards token for the Floki ecosystem, similar to how Bone, was the rewards token for Shiba. TokenFi is the rewards token. So it's not the most viral in terms of branding, but I think it's very professional for the fact that it's TokenFi. And so it's very clean. It looks sleek. So they get to capitalize on Floki being the large cap for the virality, the memeability, and the community to love that. And then their whole community within the Floki ecosystem is going to discover TokenFi as they start to diversify into the real world asset space, the launchpad space, AI, and gaming. Now, also on the chart, we broke the high of December. We went into price discovery and reached 9 cents. We're currently at 7 cents right now. And so what I would expect for this project to do as it's in price discovery is, if the market keeps rallying with Bitcoin, I would expect this project to continuously trend upwards, see a blow off top, and then see a correction where we see, complacency, anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger, depression, and then for the next leg up to start happening post Bitcoin's halving for something like this to take place. And so right now, we don't know how much higher this project will go. We could come back down to back test the previous high, and we could do something like this, and then work our way out of here going into the end of 2024. But I encourage you, just keep this project on your radar all bull run, because when trillions of dollars, guys, flow into the real world asset space, with TokenFi being positioned and primed as a low market cap project, and also being attached to Floki because their team created the project, then a lot of the holders in the meme coin space, specifically for Floki, that want to diversify, they would diversify into a project like this. Now, some other projects that are doing well right now, one of them is Katana Inu. It's at 0.002. has a $48 million market cap. It's on Ethereum. It's also on the Binance Smart Chain, which means it's on Uniswap and also PancakeSwap. You can see this project launched all the way back in 2021, all the way up here. So it bottomed out. And just recently, within the past year, we started trending up with the rest of the market. And so if we go to Katana Inu's website, it's a multiplayer on-chain action game where you can mint their NFTs, purchase their token, or you can play the game. They're audited by Certic. They got an 82 out of 100. So not the best, but they ranked in the top 10 percentile. So they have 74,000 followers on their Twitter. And as you guys can see, the gameplay footage for this project is really well done. They put a lot of time, effort, and energy into this. And the engagement is pretty decent. The market cap for this project is still below $50 million. And so I think this one will absorb a lot of liquidity as the metaverse, the play to earn gaming. And as you can see, they're capitalizing, they're putting Pepe in this as well too. So you'll be able to battle it out between the different memes, which makes it a lot more fun for other ecosystems like Pepe holder, Shiba Inu holder, or Dogecoin holders to come in and want to play this game, which fosters belief for them to hold the coin as well too. So they got some really good game developers in this game. This isn't just some fly-by-night thing, guys. This project is going to do very, very well. Now, another project to keep on your radar is Jesus Coin. As you guys can see, this project saw a massive rally back in December of 2023. And just like the psychology of a market cycle, we always see a correction and a sell-off at some point. Complacency, anxiety, denial, panic, capitulation, anger, and then we could go back into depression stage, so we could see a further sell-off to the downside. But once we bottom out for Jesus Coin, this chart's looking absolutely incredible for a resurgence to the upside. For example, we just broke this descending resistance in this falling wedge, and we're holding it as support. Now, if we can hold it as support and meme coins see another resurgence and another injection of liquidity, we could see this project rally up really quick. But what I would most likely expect is for this project to slowly bleed out liquidity to bottom out, and then ultimately see some sort of disbelief rally, towards quarter three and quarter four of 2024. So we're bottoming right now, but if you guys watch this project on your radar and it stays down here and we just see it bottom out for an extended period of time, I would expect something to happen for this project to see, some sort of growth in this, because it has the virality for the fact that everyone knows who Jesus is. Christianity is one of the largest religions on this planet. It's on Ethereum. It says Solana. Now, when I click on markets, it looked like it was taken off of Solana right here. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe they wanted to focus on Ethereum. Similar to how Doge says do only good every day, they're saying do good and give more. If you go to their website, The Way, the Truth, and the Life, the mission of Jesus Coin is to influence culture and be a light in dark places. It is a decentralized faith-based crypto that inspires people to love one another and seek higher calling. Now, if we scroll down, we click the roadmap. It'd be nice to see a little more utility on this. Obviously they're focused more on charity than anything. But it'd be cool to see some sort of acquisitions, partnerships, some stuff for the brand on who they're working with on their website right here. Because if I scroll down, I don't see anything on the website for partnerships. I just see mission, Sunday service, shop, giving, and tokenomics. If I click on Twitter, there's 19,000 followers. And if we scroll down here, we can see people getting behind the project. They don't have the most amount of engagement, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because if a project is a smaller market cap project, for example, this project's only a $29 million market cap. They got a 70 out of 100 in terms of the Certic score. So it's not a top 10 percentile, but it's a top 50 percentile. So if they prove on their operations as a company, the fundamentals and the code, well, the community got a 92 out of 100, the market got a 92, and the governance got a 96. So they definitely have room for improvement. What they could do from a marketing perspective is maybe some daily devotions on a YouTube channel and post those daily devotions on Twitter to get people to listen to those every single day in the crypto space. One thing you can do too to check the token holder distribution of all these projects is you grab the contract address on CoinMarketCap right here, you copy it to your clipboard, and if it's on the Ethereum blockchain, what you would do is you would go to Etherscan and you would paste the address right here. You find the smart contract address of the token, and it'll show you stuff like the max supply. It'll show you the amount of holders. So in this case, there's 15,755 holders. The lower the market cap and the higher the holders, the better. And also next to the transfers tab, you want to click holders right here. Is what you want to see is a diversification amongst tokens across lots of different wallets, rather than a congregation of a max amount of tokens in just one wallet, unless the wallet address is locked. So as you can see right here, this contract address that holds 79%, well, based on the total supply of 156 trillion tokens, it holds 79% of that, valued at, fully diluted of 120 million. So that's a little alarming. So we need to do a little research to make sure that this is locked. And so if we go to their website and we check the tokenomics, we can see that 80% of the supply of Jesus Coin was burned on 2023 on Christmas Day. So 0 team allocation. It was burned after launch. LP tokens are burnt and the contract is renounced. 0 out of 0 taxes. So excellent. So that simply means that this 79%, 79.8% is burned. So the next wallet down only holds 1%. That's Uniswap. The next wallet down only holds 0.58%. So that's absolutely incredible. And they say this is a community project powered by donations. So you can track the donation wallet here. If you just click that link, you can see that there's about $388,000 in this wallet in Jesus Coin. They also have what looks like Lambo token here. So if they just do a better job with marketing, like daily devotions, a YouTube channel, do some massive partnerships with some pastors in the space, donate a percentage to the charity to be able to build more churches, then this project could absolutely crush it. And also from a technical analysis perspective, we're in anger just seeing this recovery right now, potentially about to go into depression. And then what happens after depression? Disbelief, hope, optimism, belief, thrill, and euphoria again. So definitely keep this project on your radar. Now here's an example of a project that's seen a rally recently. So when people look at this, they're like, oh, they're just looking at the chart, but they don't look at other stuff. And that's Bob. And so Bob kind of reminds people of Pepe. It's a meme coin. It's sitting at $35 million market cap. Now, when we look at the CerTick audit, it's a 58 out of 100. So the code gets a 30, the fundamentals gets a 30, operations is a 47, governance 95, market 79, community 93. So you can simply just go in the search bar and search any of these projects, and you could see it's in the bottom 5 percentile. So sure, a project like this could see a massive rally this bull run, but in terms of being like a market leader and pulling a 100x, we need to check off the majority of these boxes right here. So if you guys just go through these, you download this list, click the link in the description below and you go through each of these and it checks it off for you, then the project that you're looking into is going to do very, very well. So for example, another project that saw a resurgence recently that we could just do a quick review of is NEENU. So NEENU's market cap is low. It's at 30 million. It checks off that box. The self-reported circulating supply is 100% of the max supply. The fully diluted says 28 million. And so it's almost identical to the market cap. Coin market cap might just need to update. Now the key behind this project, the whole Inu ecosystem is piggybacking off of Shiba Inu. What happened for Shiba Inu and all these Inus that are taking place. So it's not like its own unique narrative that's a standalone. It's like how Lil Wayne in the rap industry, now there's all these Lils popping up, like Lil Uzi Vert, like Lil Yachty, then you got Lil Durk and all these people in the rap space. So that's what this project's piggybacking off of. So I don't think it would pass Shiba Inu, but it could do well just for the fact of this right here. This is big. So when we talk about cross-chain liquidity, it's on Base, it's on Arbitrum, it's on Binance Smart Chain, it's on Phantom, Polygon, Optimism, Avalanche, Solana. So for this alone, being the meme coin that's on the most amount of chains, that's why it's called any Inu. It's on any blockchain. When we click on market, you guys can see, all these different exchanges that it's allowed to be listed on due to that feature right there. So that's why we've seen the price absolutely skyrocket recently. Now, the key here is this complacency stage bounce that took place right here on March 6th, so just yesterday, we could be seeing a further sell-off to the downside for this project. If we go to their website, they say sporting more chains than the blockchain itself and oozing more charm than a basket of puppies. So multi-chain mayhem strutting across 17 EVM chains in Solana like its own place with Axelar's integration, service as its leash, AI, and cool. The branding for AI too is great because when people just go in and they type in AI on CoinMarketCap and they're in the meme coin space, it could pop up. If we look over here, in terms of tags, they need to update their tags. They just put cross-chain and memes on there. They need to put AI. They need to put Solana ecosystem. They say they have no tax, no pre-sales, absolutely no whitelist shenanigans. Think of it as a good boy of the crypto world, no hidden treats, just a fixed supply of 420 billion tokens, all wagging their tails equally. Contracts renounced. They could say check, initial liquidity pool burnt to a crisp, check. This is AI's pledge for a tail-waggingly transparent community, pause and reflect community at heart. It's not just a token, it's a community where dog lovers and tech geeks unite in a howl of joy with the Diamond Hands app. Hodlers are more than just number crunchers, they're part of the pack. Think of it as a loyalty program with more woof and less snooze. Add that to the promise of composable interchain NFTs, and you've got a token that's not just a financial filing, but a lifelong furry friend. So in terms of the roadmap, phase 1, Explore DEX information, stats dashboard, CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap listing, they got those done, social verification. The community incentivized campaigns for treats for every tail wagger in their pack. Diamond Hands decentralized app for those who stick with us longer. Their first centralized exchange listing. They want to be wrapped on Bitcoin, so that's really cool. And for phase 3, they want support on Cosmos EVM, expanding their territory. Composable interchain NFTs. Second centralized exchange listing, artificial intelligence redefining the term smart dog, support on EVM, on any EVM, gaming with AI, at least they're powerful pup all in one place, further centralized exchange listings. And so they got a good plan going all the way into phase 5. They have a goal of 1 million plus holders. If we copy the contract address and we come over to Etherscan and paste it in, it'll show up right here. And then you just go to the token tracker and you click on the name of the project. They have a smaller amount of holders, only 2,900 holders right now. So if we click on holders, we can see that 98.7% of the supply is in a null or dead wallet, so it can't be accessed. Then the next wallet down is Wormhole, Portal, Token Bridge, and then a few other wallets that hold 0.02%. So no wallet is really holding more than 5%, let alone 1%. So it's like 0.02%. So this is great, guys, in terms of diversification. So the 2,900 holders hold no more than $350,000 in one specific wallet. On their website, they show Ethereum Explorer, Buy Now, Solana, be able to buy now, Binance Smart Chain, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Polygon, Base, Phantom, Optimism, Filecoin, Moonbeam, Mantle, CeeLo, Kava, Scroll, Fractal, Blast, Linea. So obviously the development team knows what they're doing with this project. Their Twitter has 13,000 followers. The post they made on January 6th right here has 1,300 likes, 200 comments, and their engagement, guys, it's pretty good. Pretty decent engagement right here. You could see, their most recent posts have been within the past few days. The last one was 8 hours ago, got 468 likes, 76 comments. So for a market cap of only $28 million, if this project sees a correction further to the downside and we go into the anger, the depression stage before the next leg up in the market, I would definitely consider keeping this one on your watch list. Now, if we go to D.Fi and we type in any inu, the DeFi score is an 81 out of 100, so it's low risk. We ideally want to see 90 out of 100 for no risk detected. So the high risk item right here shows a large amount of tokens could be minted by a private wallet or contract. However, the max supply says 420 billion and 98% of that is in a null or a dead wallet. So sometimes these token audits aren't correct and it just automatically pops up that way, even if it's not true. So all the team needs to do is contact the D.Fi team, get this updated, and that will give smart investors like you that are doing more due diligence because of this video more confidence in a project like this. So what else I would want to see is something like a partnerships tab on the website as well too, to show the big partnerships that they have within the industry and also with people outside of the industry, to show a banner like this with all of their partnerships and all of their collaborations within the industry, along with some other type of banner with all of the news publications on other companies and other platforms to show them getting featured in different news publications. But from a cross-chain liquidity perspective, this project's doing great. Crypto.com just said new listing in the DeFi wallet, Portal AI listed on Ethereum ERC20. And so they are working with these other companies. They just need to list it somewhere on the website. Unless I'm missing it. I don't know. Maybe I scrolled too quick on this. I don't see anything about the partnerships and all that good stuff, which I'm sure they have a ton because as you guys can see, like they've had to communicate with these teams on Avalanche, Polygon, Arbitrum. So they should have some sort of partnerships, and then they need some publications as well too of where they've been featured in the media, in the news. If they have a blogging platform to keep the community updated as well too, they could put blog next to docs. But in terms of utility, roadmap, community engagement, virality, branding, low market cap, the technical analysis, it's a little overheated right now. We'd like to see the price come down a little bit further. Tokenomics looking decent. And then it brings us to number 9 and number 10. So diversify. So smart investors spread their investments across multiple meme coins to reduce risk and optimize potential gains by avoiding overexposure to any single asset. Because if you're allocating 100% to one project, let alone a low market cap project, and it doesn't do well, well, then you're screwed. That's why smart investors take 80%, they diversify amongst the large caps, and they take 20%, and you're able to play around with higher risk plays. And then you dollar cost average, you find a strategy that works for yourself so you're not doing lump sum purchases, and then you're able to do dollar cost average on the way out as you sell as we get closer towards the end of this bull run. So we'll be making videos on this channel talking about dollar cost averaging strategy, when I personally believe that we're at the tail end of the market, when I'll personally be taking profits. And as always, it's not financial advice, but I like to give you guys that information so you can make as much money as possible and so you can become the first millionaire in your family tree. So if you want more information like this, subscribe for more on bullrunners.com. Get the document in the link below this video, and you'll be able to discover our top altcoin picks first before we make videos about them. You'll get early bird access to our crypto education platform where you don't need any previous crypto trading experience. If you want our top altcoin picks, if you want top tier education, go to bullrunners.com right now. Click the button on the page, put in your best email address. It's free to do so. You guys get instantly subscribed to our video newsletter where we give you daily updates to give you the best to help you prepare for the worst that's yet to come in this economy, because we believe the spending power of the dollar is going to keep going down in value. That's a fact based on inflation. Blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology, and meme coins are going up in interest this bull run. That's the truth. And together, you know where we're going. We're going camping on the beaches of the moon. I will see you guys on the next video. I will see you on bullrunners.com. Comment your top meme coin below in the description below if you want us to do a deep dive on it. I do my best to get back to you guys. I read every single comment. I appreciate you. God bless you. I'll see you on the next video. I'll see you on bullrunners.com. As always, you know what to do. Stay bullish.